Marketplace is supported by Putnam Investments, recognizing the value of financial advice since 1937. Putnam Investments, a world of investing. Produced in association with the University of Southern California.
With the beginning of a new quarter, we are about to get hit by that once every 3-month flood of corporate profit reports we have come to know and love. Forget the actual number, though, profit or loss, and pay attention to their bank accounts. Corporations and cash on the broadcast today. From American Public Media, this is Marketplace.
Marketplace is supported by Thomson Reuters, a source of intelligent information to businesses and professionals around the world. Thomson Reuters, knowledge to act. And by Ally Bank, committed to customer service. At allybank.com, visitors can chat online with a customer care associate 24/7.
From the Frank Stanton Studios in Los Angeles, I'm Kai Ryssdal. It is Monday, today the 4th of October. Good to have you here. You can expect lots of good corporate earnings numbers in the next couple of weeks. Not all of them, though, will be because of better sales. There have been cost cuts and layoffs and companies getting more out of the employees who are still working. And one other thing, too. Corporate America is sitting on piles of cash. Just today, Goldman Sachs cut its stock rating on Microsoft. A Goldman analyst said if it wants people to invest, the software company ought to bump up its dividend a little bit and start giving money back to shareholders. There are, though, other ways that companies can get rid of some of that cash, like hiring. Marketplace's Jeremy Hobson reports now from New York.
It's not just Microsoft that's hoarding cash. All the big companies are doing it. Just ask Howard Silverblatt, a senior analyst at Standard & Poor's.
6 months ago, they set another record. 3 months ago, they set another record, and they just did it again. 67 weeks of net income sitting in the bank, not earning a lot.
That's because companies remember what it's like not to have access to cash, and they're not going to spend what they have, he says, until there's plenty of demand for their products.
Before we get hiring, they're going to have to see their actual sales increase, so they know what they're going to produce, they'll be able to sell. Unfortunately, part of the cycle, consumers are not going to spend until they're sure that they have secure jobs.
And even President Obama doesn't expect consumers to break the cycle. He said today that a sharp consumer-driven recovery is unlikely because people, like companies, would rather build up their rainy day funds than spend. So if we're all doing the same thing, why are big companies expecting such hot earnings this quarter? I asked Dana Saporta, an economist at Credit Suisse.
Companies have done quite well to date because they've been cutting back on payrolls and saving money. But unless demand picks up, they will be in for hard times as well.
In other words, they can't cost cut their way to profit. At some point, she says, companies will have to start expanding to survive. When will that be? Saporta says it's probably several quarterly earnings seasons away. In New York, I'm Jeremy Hobson for Marketplace.
You know that triple mileage cash back platinum rewards card you like to use? Well, the stores where you use it actually don't like it so much. They probably sort of hate it, to be honest. That's because they pay card companies an extra hefty fee every time you whip it out. Those interchange fees, as they're known, were the subject of an antitrust settlement today between MasterCard and Visa and the Justice Department. Marketplace's Stacey Vanek-Smith reports.
The interchange fees merchants pay every time someone uses a credit card vary a lot, from around 1.5% of the total purchase to more than 3%. And usually, the fancier the card, the higher the fee.
The points don't expire. There's no travel restrictions.
Points you can use for over 1 million rewards, including
Those fees now cost merchants nearly $50 billion a year. And credit card companies haven't let merchants charge the triple mileage card user more for milk than the guy with the no perks card.
And the Department of Justice said you have to allow merchants to offer their customers a discount if they use a cheaper card.
Mallory Duncan is with the National Retail Federation. He says Visa and MasterCard have also agreed to let merchants refuse certain cards. Used to be, if you took one kind of Visa, you took them all.
For merchants, it means they are beginning to push the card companies out of control of the cash register.
Duncan says now store owners can pass savings on to customers who use cards with lower fees.
Call me cynical, but I'm doubtful merchants are really going to be passing on cost savings to consumers.
Andrew Davidson researches credit cards for Mintel Compromedia. He thinks tiered pricing will be too much trouble for stores.
In terms of implementation, it's very complicated because is there going to be some sort of menu when you reach the cash register?
Davidson says people